On today's Glory's Day show, the San Francisco Giants are the world champions once again, just like I predicted. We'll talk about their win over Kansas City and the riots it caused.
The general manager of the Jets, John Idzik, held a press conference on Monday to talk about his Jets. Oh boy, what a disaster.
Yeah.
The fans are fed up, and we'll talk to one of them, one of the co-creators of the website FireJohnIdzik.com.
Boy. In our Did You Hear About segment, we have a story about Jose Canseco shooting off his finger while cleaning a loaded gun in his kitchen.
And a 53-year-old Denver Bronco fan left the game at halftime last week and didn't turn up until 5 days and 112 miles away later.
That's unbelievable.
These stories and more coming up on Glory Days right now. Hello again, everybody. Today is Saturday, November 1st, 2014, and you are watching The Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco. My name is Paul Discofani. This is my good buddy, Bruce Oler.
Morning, Disco.
Good morning, man. And you are, Kyle Melnick is behind the glass, along with Bonnie Schultz, and you're joining us on the InRadio.com TV network, broadcasting to the world from the InRadio studios here at the Village Music Shoppy in beautiful Mastic, Long Island, in the great state of New York. How's it going?
November 1st, man. That's, boy.
I think I
this
missed
year is
October.
flying by, you know?
I missed October completely.
I did too.
What did you wear for Halloween?
I didn't wear anything, man. I think those days are behind me, although, a lot of my friends, and your friends, your son,
right?
A lot of good pictures out there.
Yeah, so I don't know, I just kind of, I miss Halloween in a way.
Yeah.
You know, I was telling my son who got dressed up as the John Belushi of the Blues Brothers. I was telling him about my brother Tony and our good
Joe
friend
Petey.
Joe Petey,
Yep.
that won a basket of cheer.
Yep.
From that place, Salem's Lot.
In
Rockville
maybe
Center,
Valley Stream,
right?
is it?
Rockville
Rockville
Center.
Center, yeah, okay.
And I remember they won a basket of cheer, and we went out into the parking lot and drank it. Well, they wouldn't let us drink it in the bar.
That's right.
What else were we going to do? All right. Well, you know what? We got a jam-packed show today.
We do.
We got a lot of crazy stories this week of just very bizarre things that have been happening in the world of sports. The World Series is over. It looks like the Jets season is over.
The Jet season's been over for a while, my friend.
But we're going to talk a little bit about the new website, FireJohnIdzik.com. And we actually have one of the co-creators going to join us on
Looking forward to that.
today, so that'll be good. But let's talk about a couple of different stories. Okay?
Yes.
This is our little
Did you hear about
segment.
Ooh. Very good. All right.
We missed that.
Who's that guy with the A's hat on, man?
We missed that. All righty. So sometime late Thursday afternoon, Jay Eust and his girlfriend, Tia Blake, invited 53-year-old Paul Kitterman and his stepson Jared to go with them to the Denver Broncos San Diego Charger game. This was that Thursday night game.
Okay.
Kitterman works on Jay's ranch in Creming, Colorado for the last 10 years, and this would be his first ever professional football game.
Okay.
Right, so pretty good. It's a long drive, it's 2 hours to the stadium, so they had to leave right away. So, of course, I guess in his haste, he forgets everything. He forgets his cell phone. Kitterman forgets his cell phone, his credit cards. He had very little cash. So the group had 4 tickets, right? But they were in pairs. They weren't actually together. Jay and Tina sat in one section, and Kitterman and his son sat in another one. So things are going good. The Broncos are leading at halftime. It's like 14-7 at the half. And they met up with everybody at halftime, and they had a really good time. Right? As halftime was ended, the son, his stepson Jared, had to go to the bathroom. So Kitterman waited for him outside, and when the kid came out of the bathroom, he wasn't there. So he goes back to the seat, still not there. But he says, all right, he's with the other group.
Yeah, I figured he'd go with the catch up the other people.
Okay, but he never showed up. After the game ended, the other couple calls the kid and says, okay, meet us over here. We got a long ride home. So he says, is my father with you? And they said he wasn't. So for 3 hours, they frantically searched the stadium, right? 76,000 people in the
I
stadium.
was thinking about this. How long would you wait for me if I disappeared?
About 11 minutes.
Yeah, that's about right.
But it depends. If you were my ride home.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
So they contact the police, jails, detox centers. I don't know why you would contact a detox center, but they did that. Nothing. Eventually they left.
Well, I guess you have to
It's
eventually.
a 2-hour drive, right? They figured when they got there, maybe they'd find him. Although,
Oh, well, that's a shot in the dark,
Yeah,
don't you
so-
think? It's a little sketchy.
all right, so now it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, nothing. They don't hear anything about him. Finally, they located him on Tuesday, 112 miles away in Pueblo, Colorado. They got a call from the owner of a furniture store who recognized him from the TV reports. And they picked him up outside of this Walmart, outside of the Pueblo Mall. Kitterman, he had no car, no cell phone. He told police he walked and he hitchhiked, but he was surprised that his disappearance had sparked such a media frenzy. All right?
This guy's got pretty low self-esteem, I guess. Huh?
Well, he reportedly told police that he wanted to escape to someplace warm.
Yeah.
And he'd had his fill of football. He's never been to a football game before.
Was marijuana involved at all?
I don't know. It is the state of Colorado.
Exactly right.
So the unmarried Kitterman, he's been described by his family who's someone that's not comfortable with technology.
Okay.
He says he hadn't even watched any television since he left the stadium, so they didn't know they were looking for him. So the police spokesman said,
This guy would be a good guy for a sleeper cell, don't you think?
so the police says they didn't really care where he was or if he ever wanted to go home. It was just their job to make sure he wasn't dead.
Okay.
So it was also reported that he enjoys taking walks.
Okay.
So, so the last couple days I've been trying to find a follow-up to the story. And there isn't any. There's no follow-up. So what happened? How did they, what was the final
He disappears
thing?
for 5 days. Did he even account for where he was? I guess you
He
said
had
he
no
said he was
money.
walking,
Well, at least, he says he wanted to go someplace warm.
Warm, yeah.
Well, apparently Pueblo is south of Colorado.
south. Okay.
So he was walking south. at
Okay,
least.
okay.
He did want to go to someplace warm.
He's following the birds. I don't know.
It's just unbelievable that, and they're talking about, he wasn't drunk, he wasn't, confused. How could you say he's not confused?
Yeah.
What did he do for 5 days? He had no money, had no credit cards. You didn't make a phone call?
No, that is unbelievable. It's kind of like John Itzik, though, I think. He's a little this guy is clueless, I guess,
Yeah, right. Want to do the Jose Canseco story?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
So Jose Canseco shut off one of his fingers. Do you know which finger it was?
Yes, I do.
Was it the middle one?
The middle finger of his left hand.
Okay.
So from now on, when he wants to give you the finger, he's giving you the stub.
I see. He's in a Las Vegas hospital as doctors try to save one of his fingers after Canseco told him that he accidentally shut it off while cleaning his gun. Canseco's fiancée, Leah Knight, told police he was sitting at a table at their home cleaning the gun when it went off. He didn't know it was loaded. The shot ripped through the middle finger of his left hand. Canseco did an interview with Inside Edition to discuss what happened.
Right?
Okay.
So now this is an exact quote from him.
Okay.
He says, "At first I heard it go off and I just grabbed the gun and put it on the table. I thought nothing had happened." Right? He says, "Then I looked at my hand and my finger's blown off." How do you not know that?
I don't. Well,
just don't understand.
As
How
long as
do
you
you
get
not
cut with
know
a knife,
that?
you don't know that you're cut that badly. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, first of all, if you blow off your finger, you would think there would be maybe a tinge of pain. You know?
I don't know what happens to your brain when you're on steroids. I mean, that's all I can say. You know.
Oh boy. All righty. Continue.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
So then he was upset because the story that aired on Inside Edition or whatever
Yeah.
it was, they said he didn't tell the whole story.
Okay. Well, what's the part of the story he didn't
Well,
tell?
of course, he went on Twitter to tell the other part of the story.
Okay. So he tweeted what?
And this is what he tweeted.
Okay.
He said, "I wasn't upset because of my finger at all. It was because I thought I could have hurt my fiance. Shame on them for not telling the entire story." So you think, what did he leave out? What did they leave out? He says, for example, this is what he tweeted. They left out details like I was trying to clean 4 guns at the same time.
That makes it a lot different.
And no one should attempt that. You know, I can't understand people. I really can't.
I guess it was, Jose Canseco, he's been out of the limelight for a little while, right? He did that book Juiced, I guess,
Right.
Kind of blew the whistle on the steroid era, So maybe he's just feeling he's not getting enough love. When a guy from Denver can disappear for 5 days and become a national phenomenon, I guess he's figuring, why not just blow my finger off with a gun?
Well, you know what my favorite Jose Canseco clip is? The one of the ball. Did you ever see the one where the ball hits him on the head and goes out for a home run? he's reaching. I don't know if he's left-handed, right? I forget what it is. So anyway, he's walking. He's backpedaling to the wall, right? And he gets ready to catch the ball right at the wall, but he loses it in the sun. And instead of hitting his glove, it hits him right on the top of the head and bounces over the fence for a home run. It's the greatest clip ever. I think I'm going to pull it. I'll put it on our Facebook page, on the Glory Days Facebook page. But it's the best thing ever. Do I have time for another story? Okay. So, Eric Decker.
Yeah, well, the Jets have had so many stories, and I guess this was the most recent one. Was Eric Decker? I guess he tweets that he wants people to say, why are they a Jet fan?
Why they love the Jets.
Yeah.
And what he's going to do is the best response.
He's going to give them autograph something, right?
Now, personally, when I see
what's
the
he gonna
question,
autograph, do you know?
why they love the Jets, I would have thought it would have been, why do you love the Jets? not why do you love the Jets? Why would you love the Jets? But anyway, so he was going to give an autographed personal item to them, right?
Okay.
Well, his exact tweet was, tell me why, it was hashtag Jets Nation, tell me why you love the Jets using the hashtag Jets Die Hard Fan, and I'll send a signed prize to my favorite. So I guess Decker felt that, after 7 straight losses, and the fan backlash over John Idzik's press conference on Monday, he wanted to do something nice for the team, for the fans.
Right.
So
A lot of venom in these Jet fans these days, though.
They asked him about it, and he said, this is what he said. The more you can be personal with them, I think the more they feel like part of the team. For me, that's the biggest thing, because the fans feel important because they are.
Okay.
Okay? Very nice thing.
He's right.
Okay. Instead, Decker was flooded with nasty and sarcastic tweets that infuriated his wife, country music singer Jesse James Decker. Okay, I didn't even know he had a...
Yeah. They actually he missed. I think maybe one of the camps or whatever, because she was down at the music awards, I think, or something.
Oh, well, you know what? She's
hot.
good looking.
She's hot. Yeah.
So she tweets, you think he really cares what you all haters think. Now, I didn't know that people tweeted in their southern drawl.
Fine. Well, why not?
I thought maybe you use proper English when you tweet. But she's tweeting in an accent.
You tweet like you talk, don't you?
I didn't know you would tweet like you talk. Yeah. Anyway, she says, he's laughing his ass off all the way home. Life is pretty good here, can't complain. All right. But a few hours later, she had to remove her Twitter account.
Yeah.
Because she was then getting blasted.
Mm-hmm.
So Decker, they finally, oh look, there's a picture of her. So anyway, Decker finally said, obviously, I wish things could be different. I didn't expect anything to be all happy and gung-ho. Mm-hmm. I knew it was going to get some sarcastic remarks because you're always going to get it, no matter what the situation. There's always someone out there wanting attention. So Eric Decker learned about
social media, learned about the Jets Nation.
Jets Nation.
Although, according to Mike Francisca's rant, there is no Jet Nation, really.
And we will get to that in a little while.
Yep.
We're going to go to break. Yep. All righty. We are just getting started here on Glory Days. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the World Series between Kansas City Royals and San Francisco Giants and the riots that it caused, by the way, after San Francisco won Game 7 on Wednesday. We'll have an update on our pigskin pick'em standings.
Do we have to?
Yes, we do. We have to take our punishment.
Okay.
Later on, we'll talk to one of the co-creators of the new website, FireJohnIdzig.com, about the disgust Jet fans have over their general managers. Mm-hmm. Stay with us. You watch the Glory Days show with Bruce and Disco, only on the InRadio.com TV network. Coming right back.
InRadio.com.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or the flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural.
And organic.
But strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. InRavio.com wants you. InRavio provides the best in TV, film, post-production, and so much more. And we're growing. Right now, we're looking for a team of pros that can join us. So what are you waiting for? We need show hosts, production crew, marketing gurus, sales experts, audio engineers, lighting, visual effects, and camera crews. We want you. Go to InRavio.com/join the team. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com. The Bully News Network, coming soon to InRavio.com, an all-new weekly show highlighting the latest news and information about the epidemic of bullying. Join Scott Hislop as he explores the issues with Dr. Michelle Golland, along with parents, teachers, and school officials, and many others affected by bullying. We'll tell stories together and work toward finding a solution to this rampant problem. The Bully News Network premieres Tuesday, September 9th at 6 p.m. only on InRavio.com.
Welcome back to the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco here on the InRadio.com TV network. If you're a fan of the show, you know that at the beginning of each football season, we do an ESPN Gridiron Challenge. No, I'm sorry, Pigskin Pick'em.
Yes.
Where we invite the fans to come and join along with us and pick the winners of the NFL games for the entire season. And
It's not been an easy year.
No, we started with about 25, and we lost about 2 or 3 along the way. And we also are using our inanimate object, Sammy Stone, who also makes his picks every week. So let's take a look at the standings for week, I guess, what are we, week 8 now?
Yeah, week 8.
All
We're in week 9. We started
Okay.
week 9.
So these are the standings for the Pigskin Pick'em through week 8. Our leader is still I Need a Bag of Ice, who has 79 correct, but had just 9 last week, giving some contestants a chance to catch up.
Yeah. 10 other contestants had more than 9 wins, but only picked up 1 game on the leader.
Right, because I think 10 was the thing.
Yeah.
Tenacious Titans was one of those teams with 10 wins, and they jump over Hank LOC with 75. They're now 4 behind the leader.
I got you. Our favorite inanimate object, Sammy Stone, dropped another spot down to 15th with only 8 correct.
I had one of those 10-point weeks, and I picked up a point on the leader, but I still have 69. I'm
Yeah.
still 10 games back. What do
Yeah.
we have, about 8 weeks left? We're about halfway through, right?
It's going to be a tough haul, man.
And Mr. B, you had a tough week. You had just 7.
I
So-
mean, how do you figure Washington beating Dallas?
I got killed on my survival pool.
You know, and
because of that.
and you know, especially with Chicago the week before, talking about what a bad team we are. We really would have thought they would have just rallied around them, and they got blasted by New England, right? You know,
And so you're like 5 games behind
and
me.
Pittsburgh blowing out the Colts too. I mean, those are 3 games. How can you figure those things happen, man? But they've been happening just about every week to some team.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Because even the guys that are way up, they still are probably 90-something%. They're not like 98 or 99%.
No. And again, we're not doing it with point spreads.
Yeah.
So it should be easier.
It should be.
And it's still not.
Should be. I like that we picked 3 games a week. When we were doing
The
Sundays.
worst we could be is 0 for 3.
When we were doing Sundays with Timmy the Trotter, man.
Timmy the Trotter, yeah. All righty.
So I guess the other big news in sports this week was the World Series.
That's exactly right.
And it went to Game 7.
Well, let's just talk about this for a second. Okay. The season began on March 30th. It finally ended on Wednesday,
Yeah.
214 days later. All right, so San Francisco wins their 3rd World Series in the last 6 years. But they've won on alternating years.
Yeah.
And since 2010, they completely missed the playoffs in 2011 and 2013. Does that qualify them as a dynasty, do you think? Now, you won 3
Well,
World Series in 5 years.
Yeah.
But the other 2 years, they were terrible.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's a good
You
point.
know, I mean, the dynasties, you think of dynasties, you think of teams that have won
That dominate.
consecutive.
Yeah,
you
maybe
know.
they don't win every
And
year,
even if-
but they're
still-
they're
right.
in the game every year.
That's right. But the 2 years that they didn't, they had major injuries in the 2 years that they didn't.
Well, they had major injuries this year too. I mean, Angel Pagan. I mean, he's one of my favorite Giants, ex-Met.
Ex-Met, yeah.
He got hurt. He didn't play in any of the playoffs. He went down in, I guess, August or July. Man,
I got to say, watching Kansas City, it kind of gave you hope, like as a Mets fan.
Yeah.
That you could see how pitching really does dominate.
Well, and
baseball.
that's always been the Mets' forte was pitching.
But
you
look
know.
at like Baumgartner.
MVP. He was 2-0. He won game
You can stay there.
1 and 5.
Yeah.
He actually, I thought they gave him the win, but I guess it turns out they gave him the save.
Yeah, they talked about in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
They said they were going to give him the win.
Yeah, for
And,
Game 7. Because he came in, he pitched five shutout innings.
Right. On 2 days rest.
Unbelievable.
After winning Game 1 and Game 5.
That's
I think, right.
Yeah.
So
he's going down in folklore as one of the greatest, World Series pitchers of all time.
Right. And lost in the accolades and the celebration was another incident of fans rioting in the street. In each of the Giants' previous championships, in 2010 and 2012, the fans rioted. I mean, we're talking full-out riot here.
Why? I don't get that. I really don't. You
Two
know?
people were shot.
Yeah.
One was stabbed multiple times. The rioters vastly outnumbered the residents following that 3-2 victory in Game 7. People were setting things on fire, like couches, mattresses, trash cans, and then they were preventing the firefighters from putting them out. When the police finally arrived in riot gear, they were throwing bottles at them. They attacked vehicles, smashing windows, and they were spray painting.
What's going through their minds, man? You know,
I don't know. You sit there.
you
and
win,
go,
you win something, you go out and destroy everything. I don't get that. You know.
Well, you want to hear the numbers? Okay, here's the numbers.
Sure.
40 were arrested.
Okay.
29 of them for public intoxication. 2 for gun possession, 3 for outstanding warrants, 3 for aggravated assault. They shut down bus service.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about public lewdness.
No, there was no public.
Why not, man?
Everybody
You know?
was wearing clothes.
That's too bad, man. You know.
So they shut down the bus service because they were jumping on the top of the buses and breaking the windows. Okay? But earlier in the evening, they started out, 9,000 fans gathered.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a nice,
across
peaceful
from City
thing.
Hall.
They
Right.
were showing on a big screen. Everybody's, you
Right.
know. And this is San Francisco, you know. Love and hate Ashbury. I mean, you know, flower power.
Right.
I mean, back in the 60s, you know.
And the police, well, what happened? The people that were at there
Yeah.
started reporting that as the game grew on, there were clouds of marijuana smoke
Well, that's not that surprising.
wafting
Is it?
over the
Okay.
crowd.
But still, marijuana doesn't make you commit violent things like lighting things on fire. Maybe you light up a doob, but that's all you do, man.
Well, that's
you
what
know?
you would figure, but I don't know where these things happen. I mean, you know, we don't, apparently, I mean, other than the Yankees, we don't win a lot of championships.
Yeah.
here. But when the
When
New
they
York
do,
wins
they
a
got to, you know,
championship-
it's the Canyon of Heroes or whatever. It's a
We're
big
not
parade,
rioting
you know.
in the
Exactly,
streets.
exactly.
When the Rangers won that Stanley Cup for the first time in 40 years
Yeah.
or whatever it was that they finally won that Stanley Cup, there was no rioting in Madison Square Garden in the streets of Manhattan. They weren't looting and breaking windows. What's wrong with you people?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's a championship. You're supposed to be celebrating. Remember the time what we did when the Islanders won their Stanley Cup? What did we do? We went to, we didn't know where to go, so
Yeah.
we went to the Nassau Coliseum. And we shut down Hempstead Turnpike. Hempstead Turnpike was unpassable.
Yeah.
But everybody was just dancing in the streets. We weren't shooting each other. We weren't stabbing each other. Well, there
Yeah.
might have been displays of public lewdness.
I'm sure there were. I'm sure there were.
But we certainly weren't losing our minds over
Yeah.
it. You know?
I don't get it. I really don't. You know. I tell you, they get a little dicey though in the ninth inning. You know, I mean, they were up 3-2. Baumgartner's throwing this great game,
Right.
and he gives up a single,
Right.
and the center fielder misplays it. Next thing you know, the guy's on third base.
Did you think that there was a chance
Well,
he was going to come all the way around and score?
You know, with a team that's based on speed, I was a little surprised they didn't take that risk.
Well, you know what? It wasn't that he was not busting it out of the box, but he really wasn't busting it out of the box because at first it looked like it might be a fly ball to end the game. But instead it dropped right in front of the guy.
And they handcuffed him. They went right
And
past him.
handcuffed him. And then it went all the way to the wall and the guy kicked it.
Yeah, the left fielder misplayed the ball too.
How great would that have been if he had tried? Because they still have to make the play,
Yeah.
throw it home, catch the ball, put the tag on.
It would have been so fitting if there would have been something with blocking home plate. You know,
That's exactly what I was thinking. I said, could you imagine? He goes, safe.
He's out and he's safe or something, you know, because he blocked
comes
the
in,
play.
he's safe, he's out. The guy puts the tag on him, he's out. San Francisco's celebrating, and the umpires, and they go to replay.
Yeah.
And we got to wait a minute and a half, and then they go, safe. And now Kansas
that would have
City
been the
is right.
final stamp on the season, you know, because that's such a ridiculous rule.
That's
that
the
rule,
way it
that
should
rule
end it.
really needs to be tweaked and fixed, and clarified.
All righty. What do you say we take another break?
Let's do that.
All righty. It's halftime here at the Glory Days show. All right, time to catch our breath a little. When we come back, we'll talk about Jets GM John Idzik and the ridiculous press conference he orchestrated on Monday afternoon here in New York. And we'll talk to one of the organizers of the new website, firejohnidzik.com. You're watching the Glory Days show with Bruce and Disco only on the radio.com TV network. We are coming right back.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural,
And organic.
but strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice, and we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit hansoncarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. InRavio.com wants you. InRavio provides the best in TV, film, post-production, and so much more. And we're growing. Right now, we're looking for a team of pros that can join us. So what are you waiting for? We need show hosts, production crew, marketing gurus, sales experts, audio engineers, lighting, visual effects, and camera crews. We want you. Go to InRavio.com/join the team. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com. The Bully News Network, coming soon to InRavio.com, an all-new weekly show highlighting the latest news and information about the epidemic of bullying. Join Scott Hislop as he explores the issues with Dr. Michelle Golland, along with parents, teachers, and school officials, and many others affected by bullying. We'll tell stories together and work toward finding a solution to this rampant problem. The Bully News Network premieres Tuesday, September 9th at 6 p.m. only on InRavio.com.
Welcome back to the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco here on InRavio.com. Jets general manager John Idzik opened his press conference with the lines, "My performance to date has been unsatisfactory. It's gut-wrenching. It's brutal. You feel like you've been punched in the face. It's painful." But it was unclear if he was addressing the season or the 19-minute speech he was about to give at this press conference.
That was horrible.
You know, he just didn't look or sound or act like a leader that was capable of fixing this mess. He praised the practice habits of Eric Decker, the warrior mentalities of Damon Harris. He played with a sprained ankle, and Sheldon Richardson, and he returned to the game after getting an IV. And the never say die attitude of Rex Ryan. All right, this is what he said about Rex. He said, "Last time I checked, all the traits that made Rex Ryan our leader are still intact. He's an excellent football mind. He's a teacher. He's a coach. He's a motivator. He's a mentor. He's able to adapt. He sees both the long and short-term vision. He's a competitor to his soul, and he will never quit. It comes as no surprise that our players want to play so hard for Rex Ryan and his staff. I support Rex."
Right. And then later on, I asked him, "Does that mean to be around next year?" Oh, no comment.
He wouldn't even guarantee that he'd finish out the last 8 games of the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he did say that they talk all the time together.
Yeah.
You know? So he kind of refused to admit his mistakes in free agency and the draft.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of things. You know, the Jets had glaring holes at cornerback and wide receiver before the season. 6 rookie receivers scored touchdowns last week. 7 had at least 80 yards. 3 of them had more than 100 yards. And the 3 receivers that Idzik drafted have combined for 0 catches the entire season. None of them are on any team's active roster. And you know all this talk?
How about Jason Morrow, though?
What? No, he's a tight end.
I know, but I'm saying,
Well, no,
so
well, that's not bad.
he wasn't a bad pick.
But to be honest with you, you know, at the beginning of this year, you said all the pressure was on Rex. I think now, John, I think the tables have turned. I think that Idzik now needs Rex Ryan to turn this thing around to save his job.
Could be.
Okay.
Be. So the
sprung
Jet fans
out-
are going
yeah.
crazy about this whole thing, and you know, I guess there's a grassroots movement here where they want to fire John Idzik.
Absolutely. You know, there is a new website. It's called firejohnidzik.com. And on our phone is one of the co-founders of the website. He's a longtime Jet fan, a former season ticket holder. He's relocated to Seattle, Washington, and he's the co-host of a Jets blogcast called Jets Will Inevitably Kill Us.
Oh, boy.
And it can be found on iTunes and the website buzzsprout.com. Please welcome to the program Greg Kohler. Greg, you there?
I sure am. Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, Greg, how are you, man? So tell us a little bit about the website and what led you to this.
Well, much like yourselves, I unfortunately had to listen to that press conference on Monday.
Yeah.
So 3 friends of mine, we all got together and decided this is absolutely enough. We can't take this. We just cannot take it.
It was embarrassing.
It's extremely embarrassing. I mean, it's laughing stock, of course, as everyone says, but it's so beyond that. It's just a level of incompetence that I don't know if I've ever actually seen as a Jets fan for 30 some odd years. I can't understand how this guy has a job. But so we launched this website to say exactly what the website says: fire John Idzik. We have to get Woody's attention somehow. Obviously, he doesn't listen to fans too much, so we figured, hey, let's get about $10,000 together, throw a billboard up right next to MetLife.
Do you
And
think
that's the
might
goal,
get
I
his
guess, is
attention?
to raise, I guess you're giving out shirts if people make $25 contributions or whatever. The last I saw, you were up to about $5,800, I guess, raised, so you're more than halfway there. But the goal is, I guess, to put that billboard that's right outside MetLife Stadium with just the 3 words, fire John Idzik. Is that right?
That is the premise.
I see.
We are actually up to 6,400 as of this morning.
Okay.
Nice.
So we are getting there. And to be honest, we launched Tuesday morning, and I would say in the last 36 hours we've raised about $5,000.
Wow.
So we're on the roll right now.
You know,
We're
a lot of
getting there.
times you hear about these things and you look at them and you say, oh, this is just stupid. This is never going to work. This is, just fans being fans and stuff. I don't see that here. I really like this idea. It worked with the Giants once. Remember probably in the late 70s when the Giants were having problems. Remember the season ticket holders were they were flying planes over the stadium with banners, and I can't even remember the name of the
Was
GM.
it Ray
that they
Perkins
wanted
back
to-
then, or what?
Yeah, it was.
You
I can't imagine. Now, obviously, you guys are more involved in this than we are. But you and I had a discussion yesterday about it, and we just can't imagine that in the middle of that press conference, Woody Johnson doesn't just walk in and say, "You are fired. You are the biggest idiot I've ever seen. You cannot possibly represent my team."
Yeah.
But that to me is what's more mind-boggling, how he hasn't been fired yet. I don't know how anyone could have, especially anyone who owns a company, could watch one of their main executives give a speech like that to their paying customers and not turn around and say, yeah, you're fired.
Yeah.
Like, that was an out-and-out embarrassment. You just made whatever situation we had even worse.
Did you see Francesca's rant? Because that's
Yeah,
basically what he said. He said, you know, it was incomprehensible. You know, he was stonewalling everybody is what he was doing.
Right,
he wasn't
exactly.
really offering any solutions. He's saying everything is great. We got a great team. We got great players. They're 1-7. They suck. You know.
Completely devoid of reality.
Yeah.
Completely divorced from reality.
You know, you know, and Greg, I know you're also a long-suffering Mets fan, and when Sandy Alderson took over the Mets, we knew that they weren't going to be great the next year. We knew there was a lot of work to be done. We had long-term contracts. We had a lot of needs to fill. We had to work on the farm team. And now I realize it's 4 or 5 years later, but at least you kind of feel that we're heading in the right direction with the Mets. You know, with the Jets, you know, he's had 19 draft choices in the past 2 years. 19 of them.
Yeah.
And what do we have? Maybe one impact player?
This has been, in my lifetime, the worst collection of talent on a Jets roster.
Even worse than the Rich Kotite era.
We are setback years right now. Years.
Yeah.
You know, you're the greatest part, the thing I love about their website, and when you have to check the
No,
website.
I was there this morning, and
Yeah.
I saw you have all the bungles that that John
That's
Lennon has
great.
made. You know, all the bad picks that he's made.
Oh
you
my
know?
goodness! I mean, it's great, but it's so sad.
Yeah.
Because this, you know, you think the best part about football is when you're a bad team, you get a really good draft choice. And they just haven't been able to do anything.
He's
with
not.
these
I
guys.
mean, he might be good at contracts. I mean, I'm sure he's good with some things. You know what I mean? But he's certainly not a good talent evaluator. And I think that's what we need. We don't
Right.
have that.
Well, that's the problem, right? He's a contract guy. He's been in an administrative role throughout his entire career in front offices. He has never had to evaluate talent, and it's clear he cannot evaluate talent.
So I got two questions for you. Who should replace him? And why not a fire Rex Ryan thing as well?
Oh, I'm all for getting rid of Rex.
Okay.
I personally am not a huge Rex supporter. I never really have been. I don't think he's a great head coach. He's obviously a great defensive mind. I would
Right.
never go against that. But as a head coach, I've had problems with him since year one. He doesn't manage.
Agreed.
No, he's not a good time clock manager. They
No.
don't seem to be able to do the things that good football teams do, which is make adjustments.
On Francesca's rant, one of the things he said is, you know, he sets the bar so low. You know what I mean? Somebody makes a good play,
Right, they're
they're
very
getting
happy,
smoked,
right, yeah.
and they're, this guy made a great play, or you know, we kicked the field goal just before the half, we're down by 7. Oh, this is great stuff, you know?
And that's an overall problem with the Jets in general. The
Yeah.
bar set so low anyway. Quarterback position, at almost most positions, that any type of like success we have, even in like one series of plays, is looked upon so positively. And it's like in the grand scheme of things, we're terrible. You know, we're
You know,
terrible.
a couple weeks ago we had Rocky Cleaver on, the former tight end from those, really probably what were the last great Jet teams. Well, I guess you could talk to two teams that went to the, even the two teams that went to the AFC Championship
Under
game,
Rex, yeah.
Under Rex, they really weren't very good teams. They were great defenses.
Well, they were flawed. I mean, they were not complete teams, and you know, they made it about as far as they could make it. They just didn't make it to the Super Bowl.
They were talking, the Jet players, little leaks were coming out of the locker room about what they're doing during practice. And Geno Smith missing the meeting and nothing happening, where Darrelle Revis was sent home when he missed
The contract,
a meeting. They talked about not practicing like champions. And he told us a story that he said when he was with the Jets, the veteran players were mentors to the young players. He says, and when he was coming up, he used to sit and watch film with Mickey Schuler.
Yep.
And because Mickey Schuler was the starter, he was the backup, and he knew everything that was going on.
He said if Mickey got hurt, I had to go and fill his role,
Right,
man. So I better
exactly.
know what he's thinking. You know?
And then you have Michael Vick coming in, again, forgetting about, even though I blasted Michael Vick for the San Diego fiasco because he said he wasn't prepared, and that will never happen again. So this week he comes in and he starts, and what's he complaining about? Well, you know, I don't get a lot of reps with the first team.
Mm-hmm.
That's that.
You You could see on the sideline right before they told him he was going in too. He was not happy about it. The minute they told him, they had a camera on him, and he looked annoyed.
Right.
He was even going to be going in the game to play.
You know, he thought he would. You thought he'd be all excited. You know, he thought. I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, I obviously I know what he's thinking. He just wants to collect this $4 million.
Yeah, he thought
and,
it was
and
he
wear
thought
a
it
hat,
was-
a baseball hat all season.
He thought he was on the gravy
exactly.
train, you know? So let's say we succeed here and John Idzik is fired. Who do you want to see replace him? You have somebody in mind?
Actually, I do not.
Oh, sorry I put you on the spot like that.
I mean, look. No, I mean, there's plenty of competent candidates. I know one person that's been floated around the media a lot is the assistant GM down in Baltimore. DeMarco, I believe
Yeah.
his name is. Probably sounding like an idiot 'cause I don't know his name. You know, he's been there forever and has helped build that team. You know, and look, 2 years ago, we had 5 competent general manager candidates walk through the door of Florham Park and walk out the door because all of them did not want the job.
Why would
Woody
you not
really
want
blew it.
this job? It's New
Why
York.
did they-
It's a prime city. You know why? Is it that bad of an organization?
They were tied to Rex Ryan. They couldn't bring their own people in.
I see.
I mean, everyone. Idzik was not. It's not like we wanted John Idzik. He was the only person who would accept the job and accept the terms that Woody was putting down on him.
Well, you know, I think the big problem with this is that, you know, obviously you didn't let Idzik pick his own coach.
Yeah.
Okay? But from what you've seen in the last 2 years, would you fire Rex and now let Idzik bring his own guy in? How bad a choice is that going to be?
I think it's a
I-
worse choice. I think you're right.
I can't see how you could possibly give this guy $56 million in free agent money to spend and conduct yet another draft where we're going to have, a top 3 pick? We'll probably have the top quarterback we could possibly want in this draft. I can't trust this guy to make the right decision on any of those fronts, and I can't see how Woody could possibly see it any other way.
What if
we
we
just
do-
need to ensure that he doesn't see it any other way.
What if we do something like throw money at Bill Cowher, the guy from Pittsburgh?
He's been out of football for, 10 years now, though?
I don't know. I mean, there's got to be somebody that's out there. There's, you know, but
I think I'd like to have a coach. I need a coach that is also a GM, a guy who can, because there's, I don't know. I'm, you know,
Harbaugh.
Greg, I'm as lost as you are.
It's a mess.
I don't want what we've currently got now, but I don't have a good alternative.
I'd love to get Harbaugh. I mean,
Well, you know what?
right.
Let's talk about that for a second, okay? There's a pretty good chance that he gets fired this year if San Francisco doesn't make the playoffs. Okay.
he's fighting with the owners there.
Is he also the GM there, or do they have a GM? Does anybody
think they
know?
have a
No, he's not. They have the GM.
Yeah.
But see, the Jets' job this offseason will be extremely attractive to both GMs and coaches because you're about $50 million under the cap, $56 million, I believe.
That is
after this
true.
year with expiring contracts. And you're going to have a top 3 pick. So you're going to have GMs and coaches that want to come here because they can literally start over from scratch. You know, they can bring in a whole new roster, draft a brand new quarterback, and start over. So it's actually right now looking attractive, and I think Woody should and needs to take advantage of that opportunity.
Well,
Do you think
is
he will?
Woody part of the problem
Right.
too? Because you know, he's picking. Well, as you said, maybe it was like the lesser of all evils. John Idzik's the only guy that would take the job, but I'm not sure that he's a great evaluator of talent either when it comes to GM or a coach. You know.
Although he
No,
makes a great
he's not.
Band-Aid. So I don't know. I really, you know, it's not only a disgruntled Jet fan that I am. I'm a frustrated Jet fan.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about the PSLs and all the money that we're spending, and I really don't think the Jet fan. I mean, obviously, the Jet fan doesn't want to spend money, but I don't mind spending the money for a product.
Yeah. And I think when you break it down to it, it's a business. We're customers. And Woody has to listen to us. If we're going to put a billboard up, he has to listen to us because we're paying customers. And that's really, at the end of the day, what it's all about.
Well, I certainly hope that you're right.
So let's talk last minute or so here. We got So if they go to your website, which is firejohnidzik.com, all one word.
And you got to know how to spell Idzik, because I
Yes.
didn't know how to spell Idzik. It's I-D-Z-I-K, right? Okay.
You go to firejohnidzik.com. There's a link there to fundy.com. Fundy is where they can make their donation, right?
Yes, it's a third-party pay site. So you pay through Fundy. We have a counter on there of how much money we've raised thus far, and obviously with every donation, that dollar amount goes up. You can leave comments on Fundy as well. T-shirts are getting printed, and I believe they're going to be sent out early this week.
Right. And I saw the
hopefully
T-shirt.
we're
It
trying
looks
to get
kind of
everyone
cool.
to have a T-shirt by the Pittsburgh game, so everyone can go to the Pittsburgh game with their T-shirts on.
Now, this $10,000 for the that you guys are targeted to raise for this billboard, how long does our billboard stay up?
We are targeting a 4 to 6 week run.
Okay.
Wow, that's expensive. I had no idea billboards were expensive. We should get an
Well, in New Jersey
radio.com billboard for 10,000. We could promote the Glory Day show. Why don't we go on fundy.com to get our
There you
own
go.
billboard?
We should do that.
And we'll wear our Fire John Idzik T-shirts.
Well, both of you should go on and donate, and we will send you T-shirts. You can wear it on your show.
We will do that.
We
that
absolutely
would be
will.
great.
And it's just a $25 donation gets you a T-shirt, but donate what you can.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you are a Jet fan and it's costing you a hell of a lot of money to forget about your PSLs, just to get to the game, they're charging you $30 to park the car.
Going over a bridge is not cheap these days either,
That's
man.
exactly
You know?
right. All righty, Greg. Hey, listen, thanks a lot for coming on. And anytime you want to come on and you want to talk to us,
Want to bloviate about the Jets? That would be great.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, thanks for having me on, though.
All right.
And listen, don't forget, you can catch him on, I'd like to catch your blog. You called it a, what'd you call it?
It's a podcast I do with my friend Dan Filowitz. It's The Jets Will Inevitably Kill Us, which this team will inevitably kill all of us.
All righty. So you can find that on iTunes, and you find it on Blogsprout. Blogspout.
Buzzsprout.
Buzzsprout. Yeah, we just had it up there, so don't listen to me. Just read what you saw on the screen.
Okay.
All righty. Hey, Greg, thanks a lot. We'd like to talk to you again if that's okay.
Absolutely. Anytime, guys.
All right,
All righty.
great.
Thanks a lot, and
Thanks
good
a
luck
lot.
with everything.
Great.
All right.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
All righty. We are, you made it this far. Hang on for the finale. We're going to take a short break. We'll come right back to wrap up. You're watching The Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco right here on the InRavio.com TV network. Be right back.
The Bully News Network, coming soon to InRavio.com, an all-new weekly show highlighting the latest news and information about the epidemic of bullying. Join Scott Hislop as he explores the issues with Dr. Michelle Golland, along with parents, teachers, and school officials, and many others affected by bullying. We'll tell stories together and work toward finding a solution to this rampant problem. The Bully News Network premieres Tuesday, September 9th at 6 p.m. only on InRavio.com. InRavio.com wants you. InRavio provides the best in TV, film, post-production, and so much more. And we're growing. Right now, we're looking for a team of pros that can join us. So what are you waiting for? We need show hosts, production crew, marketing gurus, sales experts, audio engineers, lighting, visual effects, and camera crews. We want you. Go to InRavio.com/join the team.
Welcome back to the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco here on the InRadio.com TV network. As we turn into the home stretch, what have we learned today?
Several things.
What'd you learn?
You don't clean a loaded gun, okay?
And that steroids helps kill the pain when you do shoot your finger off.
Okay.
And now my question is, what happens if I give you the stub? Is that noticeable if I'm giving you the stub? Does that...
Like that Danny Tartable thing. That guy gave us the finger. That Seinfeld episode.
Oh, when he had the...
Hey, is that Danny Tartable? I guess we also learned that not only do the folks want to fire John Idzik, but I think we all agree that Rex Ryan probably isn't the answer either here.
Probably not. And you know, we have... I like, again, you know, I always liked Rex as a coach because I liked, especially when he came up, remember that first press conference, said he's not going to kiss Bill Belichick's rings and stuff like that. But you know what, he's got to go. He's just such a poor offensive coach.
He's a rah-rah guy, but again, he is setting the standard too low.
Absolutely.
He really is, you know.
Absolutely. They're happy. I think they're happy just when they come out of the tunnel and nobody falls down. You know, that's a big plus for them.
Yeah.
You know how like most teams write on the boards the things they want to do. Like each game, like they want to have so many touchbacks.
Yeah, this
they
is like the
do.
Obama thing. Don't say anything stupid.
Yeah.
You know, it's what it is. You know.
You know, and I really learned that a dedicated fan base can actually get something done.
Yeah.
An organized fan base can get something done, and that's what we're hoping that will happen with the FireJohnIdzik.com campaign.
Yeah.
I'm donating $25 because and we will proudly wear those T-shirts.
There you go.
Underneath our shirts and ties.
You'll
We
never
have to
see
wear
it, though.
shirts.
That's right.
No.
And I guess we also learned that the people in San Francisco are stupid. I mean, you know, they win a World Series and they decide to burn the place down. I don't get that. You know, I really don't, you know.
3 times in a row.
Yeah.
You know,
Who gets that?
They're shooting people, they're stabbing it. Yay, Giants! Boom! You know, they turn into the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I just don't understand that.
Yeah.
Never has been able to understand that. And of course, if you live in Colorado, I guess I don't care what they say. I think these people are just too stoned to understand what's going on because you can't walk away from a stadium,
Yeah.
go 112 miles.
Be gone for 5 days and
That's it.
wonder why anybody's looking for you.
You looking for me? What for? Just first of all, you were with your boss.
I know.
Would you just not go to work? You didn't think to call the guy and say, hey, you know, listen, I'm in
crazy.
Pueblo, Colorado. I'm just relaxing at the Kmart. All righty. But
So we learned plenty today, as usual.
we learned a lot. You always learn a lot here on this show.
So now it's time for us to say good night or good
We're
afternoon.
going to do so long
Or good
farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, good night. No. All right. Thanks to our producers today, the lovely and talented Kyle Melnick, and of course the lovely and talented Bonnie Schultz, helping us out today. Thanks to Greg Kohler. He's one of the co-founders of that website, FireJohnIdzik.com. And if, like us, you are a disgruntled Jet fan, visit the website and make a donation. You could also catch Greg on what he called a blogcast, which I thought was kind of cool. The Jets, not the Jets, it's Jets Will Inevitably Kill Us, which can be found on iTunes and Buzzsprout.com.
Beautiful.
You know, thanks again, Chuck and Bonnie, for putting up with this nonsense week after week, and of course, thanks to you, our loyal viewers. Don't forget, you can always check out our Glory Days on-demand page at www.inradio.com, and you can watch any of our past shows or any of the other great shows here on the InRadio.com TV network.
Enjoy your weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.